Well, following the demonetization of 500 and 1,000 rupee notes back in 2016, the government had then decided to waive off the service tax on credit and debit card transactions of up to 2,000 rupees in order to encourage digital payments. And this is even before the GST came into being the next year in 2017. However, now my colleague Timsy Jepuria is reporting that the GST Council in its next meeting may consider imposing an 18% GST on the payment gateway fees, which is imposed by payment aggregators for facilitating online transactions between merchants and their customers. Now, this fee typically ranges between 0.5 to 2%, but you can assume that on average, this fee is roughly around 1% for the industry. Now, what is the impact if a GST of 18% is imposed on it? Well, the payment aggregators that we spoke to said that if there is a tax that is to be paid, it is very likely that that will be passed on to merchants. Now, whether merchants absorb that cost or pass it on to customers, we'll have to see. But keep in mind that the bulk of these sub 2,000 rupee transactions are also now done via UPI, which has emerged as the most preferred route of retail digital payments, where the fees still remain zero because UPI has zero MDR. So there is no impact on payments done through UPI. This is only going to impact credit and debit card digital transactions. So as far as the customers are concerned, the impact may be limited, but for the payment aggregators, it is likely that they will pass on this burden to the merchants.
The Indian markets have not just grown, they've broken several records in the last 25 years.
India's contribution to incremental global GDP was as low as 0.2% 25 years ago.
Over the last 25 years, CNBC-TV18 has closely followed the remarkable ascent of India's pharmaceutical sector.
There was a time 25 years back that it was all about the FIIs. If FIIs would buy, markets would rally. If FIIs would sell, market would fall.
Earlier, we were net importers of steel.
From IT services to SaaS, from consumer electronics to space tech, from mere programming to AI ML.
Cars, two-wheelers, three-wheelers, commercial vehicles have significantly become much more expensive than they were 2 decades ago.
Discounting is high there, but their focus is squarely on the 125cc segment.
Now it is contributing 16% of incremental global GDP.
Now we are looking at exporting the steel that's made here in India.
Welcome to the first ever India Business Leader Awards.
Cars, two-wheelers and vehicles generally being manufactured today are much lower on emissions and much higher on safety.
India's technology industry has been at the forefront of cutting-edge innovation over the last 25 years.
It's the retail which is the driving force for the market right now.
Clearly, we have arrived on the global economic stage.
Great way to celebrate our own 25th year with new milestones being achieved on the Lal Street.
21 years of the Nifty from 1,000 to 10,000 today.
Sensex and Nifty hit a record high.
The Nifty rallying to a record high.
We invite you to join us as we persist in leading coverage of the pharmaceutical and healthcare domain, documenting India's expanding expertise in medicines.
25 years of excellence and unparalleled growth.
CNBC-TV18, embarking on a quarter century of excellence.